Hello, my name is Akbar Farouk. I'm the founder of Global Justice Solutions here in Washington, D.C. The rule of law problem project addresses has to do with access to justice and, more importantly, the debtor's prison phenomena. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, there are over 10 million people who owe more than $50 billion in legal financial obligation. This includes court fines, fees, or bail amounts, if you will. And there are over 2.2 million defendants who are behind bars. Again, this is just in the US. And a significant number of those incarcerations are due to the defendant defaulting to their payments, court-obligated payments. And this is a systemic issue across the globe, both in developed and developing countries. And this has caused displaced families for the defendant, lost jobs, and has put the defendant on a continued cycle of poverty. Not to mention the overcrowding of jails and prisons. It has led to most of the states and counties in the country have been burdened with paying up for the housing of the inmates, and they spend anywhere from $45,000 to $60,000 US dollars just to house an inmate. Again, these are all taxpayers' money. The situation has been further exacerbated with the COVID-19 pandemic, where most of the countries and states have shut down courts or either reduced operations. Again, all for the good reasons. But this has further limited access to justice for defendants and the public. A defendant can no longer now walk to a courthouse, submit their petitions in person, let alone talk to a judge and request alternative sanctions. So the solution put together is called Ability to Pay, which allows the defendant to submit an online petition to a judge, either from the comfort of their homes, workplace, from a local public library, or even from a jail if they're incarcerated awaiting trial, and request alternatives to their court-obligated fines and fees. The tool allows the defendant to present to a judge their side of the story without being intimidated in a courtroom setting, which includes their financial status, if they are on state-funded program or benefits like food stamps or SSI, and also information about their monthly income and expenses. The tool uses the information provided by the defendant to automatically come up with a recommendation for a judge, whether it's reduction of payments or extension of the payment plans, or even community service in lieu of the fines and fees. The tool is currently configured to follow the guidelines provided by the National Task Force on Fines and Fees, which is led by the Conference of Chief Justices and COSCA here in the USA, but can be configured to any state and country's local policies and guidelines. The tool looks at where the defendant falls in the federal poverty guidelines, at least here in the USA, that's set by the Department of Health and Human Services here in Washington, D.C., and makes a recommendation to the judge. The judge, on the other hand, can use the recommendation, or accept the recommendation, or adjust the recommendation, and issue a judgment, which is sent electronically to the defendant in almost real time. As for the impact so far, the project has been implemented in 5 pilot counties in California. This was part of the contract that was awarded by the Judicial Council of California and with Department of Justice grant funding. We're already seeing positive differences in the lives of the defendants. There's been over 12,000 petitions filed and processed as of date. And the judicial branch is in the process of rolling this out in the entire state of California. As far as the future and continued impact, the project can be scaled to other states and countries in the world where access to justice has been strained and where the debtor's prison phenomena has been rampant. And we see a great potential to reduce incarceration rates and crowding of jail population with this Ability to Pay solution, and of course, improve access to justice. So thank you for your time.